you talked about the offense recently. You've talked about just sometimes you guys have been facing some very talented pitching. It seems like that was the case today. What were you seeing from Mizorowski and really just how he found different ways to limit the offense?
He was really good tonight. We hadn't seen him before, and the stuff's really good. The fastball's pretty special, and I thought, he and Contreras did a really nice job of, hiding it at times with the curveball, with the cutter, slider, whatever it is. And we got to some 3-ball, 2-strike counts, and he made pitches right there, a lot of it with the secondary to freeze us at times. It's hard to kind of, find silver lining when the guy strikes out 12 guys or something like that. So, it just speaks to how good he was. And, they ran some other good arms out there out of the pen, and today we just really couldn't threaten. But, Clayton was fantastic. On the heels of his highest pitch count game to come back and give us 6 innings, save guys in the pen, and, set us up to find a way to win a game tomorrow. So that was a positive.
When we've talked about the offense, just is this a game which you kind of just have to tip your cap to their pitching and you can't even really look at just the at-bats or where you would like them to be and kind of making a step forward?
I think so. It never feels good when you lose 5 in a row. But today I think it was one of those days where the guys just it didn't matter who was out there. He was really good tonight. And so try to wash it off. And fortunately we have a day game tomorrow that we can get back, and excited to have Tyler take the mound again. And obviously Ben is back online, so I think that we're good as far as run prevention side of things and covering the game. So we've seen Quintana a lot, and he does a good job of kind of mixing and matching the stuff, puts a lot of balls on the ground. So we'll see how Teo comes in. Tommy will be in there. Teo is a little kind of in between right now, so we'll see how he feels. But getting Will back in the game, back in the lineup would be good too.
Obviously, the velo with him is something people talk about, but just seeing, especially early, like what you talked about, the secondary stuff, the way he could command, is it just a little overwhelming to face, when you go into the box the first time against him, kind of trying to feel out how he's going to attack guys?
I think so, and like I said, I thought Contreras did a really good job of mixing and matching, changing sequences, and this is a guy that obviously it's triple-digit fastball, and the breaking ball he was getting over for a strike, and he was throwing it behind in counts, the breaking balls. So it was tough to navigate. Tonight was a tough one.
You had his last inning. You did get the third and second one out, and weren't able to get that time right. Just what did you think about kind of the way he responded there after?
He was excited. He's facing our club and at home. I think he's not really coming off a good one. So first time into the 6th inning, so he was, he left it all out there. So the emotions, I absolutely get it. And, third baseman makes a really good play, throwing over Shohei's shoulder, and we got to try to play for a run. And second and third, we're going on contact, and he was back, but still made a nice play. So you got to tip your hat there, but I get the emotion.
What was the right read with Ohtani going on that play where he tried to score?
Yeah, no, that's just a ball on the ground, and he was back, and, he made a good play. So I think that the way that Michael's swinging the bat, they got a lefty behind him. So second and third, we still have a runner in scoring position. We got to try to make a play.
For Kershaw, for this to be his last start before the All-Star break, is this where you expected him to be just going into the break?
I think this is best case scenario. I think that he's healthy. He's throwing the baseball well. He'll get a little break over the All-Star break, and he's picked up valuable innings for us. And so I think kind of where he started the season and where he's at now, this is as good as we could have hoped.
Tony, I think this is a franchise record for number of homers before the All-Star break. Just what does it speak to him, just what he's been able to accomplish this first half of the year?
It's pretty remarkable. Offensively, building up as a pitcher to balance that out and to still be productive like he has. I just can't think of anyone that could manage that and be as productive as he has been. So he works hard. He's very disciplined, and it's been a great first half. Really has.
How has not having Muncy kind of changed the lineup these past 6 games?
It makes a difference. Max's presence in the lineup, and you can look back to any time that he's not available or active, you know, what it does to our offense, the presence, the ability to hit the ball the ballpark, the at-bat quality, being left-handed, all that stuff. And so there's nothing we can do about it, but certainly there's a void when he's not in there.
Clayton, just when you kind of talked about your last outing, obviously talked about just kind of when you wanted the strikeouts, challenging to get there, how much just kind of more free did you feel on the mound today to kind of getting back to your true self?
Yeah, I felt better for sure. Was able to throw the ball to both sides of the plate today, which helped a lot. Just kind of had more of a mix. It wasn't as predictable as I have been recently. So, you know, overall it was better for sure. Made some bad pitches there in the fourth. You know, there's a few hits that just left the ball middle a few times, but overall it was a little bit better today.
Did you feel like they were hitting the ball that hard that inning though?
The one to Vaughn was the mistake. I left that slider middle. But yeah, you know, Contreras rolls that ball, and then Collins, you know, off the glove of Mookie right there. So those are tough. You can't really do a whole lot about that. But yeah, the Vaughn one was a mistake one for sure.
What were your impressions of their guy, Mizorowski?
Yeah, I know him now, huh? I mean, that was super impressive. Yeah, I mean that was unbelievable. It was really special. I mean, everything, you know, obviously the velo, but he's got 4 pitches, commands the ball, and made it. I mean, I don't know how you hit that, honestly. That's just really tough. So, I mean, the 3 guys that came out of the pen for them, plus him, I mean, I don't think we saw a fastball under 98 today as a team. So, you know, you can talk about struggling all you want, but I don't know how. I mean, this was just a tough game. You know, we got to give up. I can't give up any runs. That's just the way it goes.
You guys were in lockstep. Were you feeling just kind of the battle amongst you two?
I mean, you try to match the guy for sure. You know, I think, you know, Shohei hits that homer there. You try to make that stand up, and unfortunately that 4th inning just gave up, you know, 1 too many.
Does it make it more frustrating when it's, you know, like that 4th inning, they're building the inning on you, like with those base hits, kind of like hard to control, especially with what's happening on the other side?
What's hard to control?
Like the way they're getting those hits, not super hard hits.
That's just baseball. You know, it's just part of it. You know, I always think that, you know, there's a line out waiting to happen. You know, if you get a bad hit, that's just the way I look at it. So, I don't think about it in terms of bad luck or good luck. It's just baseball.
In the game.
先発ピッチャーの印象と打ち崩した要因としては何かありましたか？
そうですね、まあ、どの球種もやっぱりアグレッシブにこう素晴らしい球種で、まあ、何よりも制球が良かったんじゃないかなとは思うので、まあ、よく言えばその次の打席のランナー2塁のところで、まあ、最悪でも進塁打をしっかり打てればまあ、2対0で少し違う展開になってたのかなとは思ってます。
まあ、打線に関してちょっと不調の要因は何でしょうかねと。
まあ、もちろん相手が素晴らしい、ここ数日素晴らしいピッチャーが投げてるっていうのももちろんそうですし、まあ、その中でもまあさっき言ったみたいにまあ最低限の仕事僕自身も含めてできればまあヒットがなくても得点できる機会っていうのは少なからずあるんじゃないかなとは思うので、まあ、そういうシチュエーションをしっかりものにできればあとはまあブルペンにしっかり託せるんじゃないかなと思います。